On this day, there didn't seem to be anyone outside. No one wanted to shop for anything. I wonder what that's indicative of. And so we went into this epic, huge mall with like 5 people in it. And we paid some money, and we went to go see the 7 o'clock showing of W, the new Oliver Stone biopic about George W. Bush. And so we sat down with the other audience members, 4 of them, and then the lights went down about half an hour before, 20 minutes before showtime, and we were inundated with about 27 to 32 minutes of commercials. I'm being sold Tide detergent as I'm waiting for a film, and a lot of people would find this really, really insulting, but the 6 of us had been so pummeled by this kind of thing, we just kind of took it quietly. Even the Kid Rock video we were subjected to. It's just, I don't know the guy, I got nothing against the guy, but I just don't need the Kid Rock video. It's not like a bonus for me. I kind of want to just let this end and let the movie begin. And so finally the movie began, and about halfway through the film, I kind of half-watched the film and used the film as a jumping-off point to go daydreaming about George W. Bush. Josh Brolin, the guy, the wonderful actor who was George W. Bush, did some amazing Bushisms. I mean, like, really had the mannerisms. It's a testament to just what a damn great actor he is. The film is okay. It didn't blow my mind. There's not a whole lot you're going to find out about the man that you did not already know if you've been paying any amount of attention to the Bush shenanigans for the last 7 years and several months. You kind of know what you came for. Basically, I just kind of watched the film with one eye and, kind of went wandering off, wondering what happens to Mr. Bush. Now, Mr. Bush, after he steps down in a few days, because someone else is going to be taking over. And this may sound corny to you, but George W. Bush is never a man that I hated. And I'm not sticking up for him or defending any of his actions. I think that he's probably a moral man surrounded by people who eat scorched earth for breakfast and play the hardest of hardball. And basically his agenda was that which he signed off on. And at the end of the day, he will be seen as perhaps America's most famous patsy. I mean, he's just a setup guy. And again, it sounds like I'm kind of defending him. I'm not trying to. But if you really think about it, he was just kind of pushed at things. And I wonder how he was sold the invasion and occupation of Iraq. It was always my opinion that he probably thought it was a good idea because we're good, they're evil, good will trump evil. And maybe that's how they gave it to him. They said, hey, look, coach, here's what you need to do to save this and shore up what your dad tried to finish and all this. And you could be the decider on this one. And he probably went, well, okay, because he doesn't seem to be an intellectually curious fellow. So he might, not necessarily stupid, but just always want to know more. And that becomes quite evident. You see it in his speeches. There's always somewhere he'd rather be. And he seems very dismissive when the press want to have a word with him. Like, why do you want to talk about all that old shit for? Well, it's your job to answer to the press. No, it's not. Oh, you're right. Not anymore. And so I wonder if after he steps down, he'll be nothing like his father, who in his post-presidential life is somewhat impressive, as in he got together with President Bill Clinton, and side by side, these 2 people who, fought an election out, they went out and tried to give aid to tsunami sufferers. They went out and raised money. And George Sr. very generously used to say all the time when he'd introduce his friend Bill Clinton, he goes, and this is the man who beat me soundly in my 2nd presidential campaign. And he says soundly, like the guy whipped my ass. And he did. And Clinton always kind of turns a shade of pink and kind of squeezes George's arm and, says, yeah, well, it's true. But the fact that George Sr. did fight in World War II, he did actually learn a thing or two in school, and he seems to be way more about something than his son. And I'm not saying either one are great, I'm just saying the father makes the son look mild by comparison. And so I'm wondering what George W. will do when he steps down. Will he be out and about like President Clinton, like President Jimmy Carter, who seems to work 9 days a week, and he's like, what, 117 years of age? And he preaches every Sunday. He goes all over the world. He tries to make peace. He tries to be an ambassador of peace all over the world, and he gets leaders to sit down, like he used to when he was president. People who usually not talk to this guy, will sit down and listen to Jimmy Carter. And I quite like the guy, and I think he's doing a hell of a job for a guy who probably is not all that comfortable getting up and moving around all day. Yeah, not many of us know what it's like to be 70-something and have to get up at 6 a.m. and go do stuff. We'll see how we are when we get there.